So, somebody has sent me this lock from Germany. Wrong channel.
Rar, rar, rar.
But that is not the only thing sent to me by mail. I got something from Mirrors and Lights Limited, or also known as TEC. Let's have a look to see what's inside. Big knife. Slash. Ooh. Nice. Ooh, all kinds of sorts of stuff that I can spend money on. Nice. We'll have a look through that. Let's see what we have inside. We have a sticker, TEC. Unfortunately, I don't like stickers that much. We have some empty paper, packaging stuff. More empty packaging stuff. Well packaged. Then we have those must be the foot pegs. Seems all to be very nicely packaged up. So that's the spline. And that is 2 silver foot pegs. Nice. Is that looks like the gear switch. Looks nice. So I guess the brake assembly is in here. And here we have the brake assembly. I have to say, it does look nicer than what is standard on the Interceptor 650. I mean, it does the job, but it does look like it is absolutely the bare minimum. And oh, I'm dropping stuff all over the place. Some rings here. That must be for the little extension thing there. Cool. Because I do have an issue with the foot pegs. Now, as you can see here, these foot pegs are quite much located towards the back of the bike. If I compare that to the Classic 500, which is by far the most comfortable bike I ever sat on, you can actually see them lined up. Handlebars are a little bit higher on the Interceptor 650 than on my Classic 500, but if you see the difference between how far the foot pegs are backwards, then you can see, yeah. Now let me demonstrate what my issue is with the foot pegs. So when I get on the bike, then it's easy enough to get on it for me. But this is basically the angle of my leg here. And right now it's quite easy to get onto this because I'm just wearing these trainers, but I noticed that as soon as I'm wearing any gear, right here at the back of my knee, it gets quite squishy and cramped. And what I have noticed And sometimes I'm just like on the verge of having a cramp in my leg here, and I just like need to stretch out like that. I hope it goes away. I put my foot back, and once I'm seated, it's kind of alright. Now, I watched a couple of videos on how people do this, and they say you can get through the back of here to get the original switch lever off, and it's like, yeah, if you look at it, it's like, it works, but it's kind of cheapish looking, right? But it's a Royal Enfield. You know, you don't pay much for the bike. You get a great engine and a great frame, and you got, you know, only your limit is your wallet. And think of it like this, as if the difference between a Suzuki and a Honda. Suzukis are good bikes, but you know, you take a close look at them and the mirrors are not that great, and you know, compare them with Hondas. Hondas is a little bit more finished. So kind of the same deal with Royal Enfield. Although it is said that the Super Meteor is actually kind of like elevated above that and has more quality after, or quality parts attached to it. But you know, since we are changing these and we're getting a whole kit to kind of like make it a little bit more pretty, yeah, let's go for it. I mean, it's not entirely breaking the bank. Usually it takes a half an hour to spot both of them, because like these 10 mils, they tend to disappear willingly. And as I usually do, I grab all the bits that come off and I just dunk them. Oh. Will you come off now? Are you playing silly buggers? Right, I got my little tray here. Actually, place it like kind of below it. So now this is already disengaged, and I need to get through this lock nut here behind it. Well, it's not a lock nut, but you're supposed to be reached with an Allen key, but it's all the way down there. And I guess I could take this off here. So I'm going to do that, and I'm just going to grab one of my new tools, and I think this is a 13 that goes onto it. You get the old booger here. There we go. And it needs to go loosey. There you go. That's how easy it goes off. There you go. Come on. Get off there. Now that's actually a good moment to have a look at this here. It's a bit dirty. I might just give it a spreen and give it a little clean with the GT7. But at least now, well, actually that's much bigger than I expected. It looked like some kind of like plate that is bent, but it's actually quite rugged. Hi Fred. Curious Fred, as always. So, but at least now we can get to this. And that look like Allen bolt? Yeah, that's an Allen bolt. Alright, okay. God, yes. Right, okay, and it looks like, there we go. Loose already. So, we'll get this off. Like that. Imagine the other side is going to be a little bit more tricky because there's more stuff in the way. Oh, look at that. That looks a bit gunky. Right? So yeah. And that was like quite... There is like some kind of a bushing in there, but it kind of like felt like kind of kind of wonky. There's a lot of play on that. So I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to put some TEC 7 on it and clean it off with a cloth and do that bit as well. Might as well get these out, because it makes it a little bit easier to follow what I'm doing while I have everything out. So that goes out. Then, and I just like make a note, like the spring actually goes in here. There's a little hole for it there. So it can be a bit tricky to get them in. And I saw that on the video as well. So we get these out. Right. I'm going to be reusing that spring. Right, that goes, the foot peg will go in the box of original Royal Enfield parts. There's some more TEC 7 on it. And all that, I get a bit... Why did he do that? Right, so... There. We now have this part done. Let me pinch that right in. Okay. So what's next is now is this thing, right? So that needs to go on there. And there's going to be my new gear shifter. And that goes right in there. Alright. Okay. So what I will do is get this pin here. Just apply some grease to it. That fits really well. Yeah, Frankie, if you do it the right side around, that will be great. Actually have no... Should we... I think we should drop a bit of... what do you call it? Loctite in there, thread lock. I got a good bit of there. I got some on. Cool. Come on. Get in there, Jacinta. There it is. Right in front of our very noses. Give it a good tight squeeze there. Right, play is a lot less now. Right. I thought I would have been done by now, but guess not. Right. We're going to put these boys on a bit loosely. What you see me doing here is just like a very typical Frankie thing. If I got two screws and two holes, and one of them doesn't want to go into the one hole, I'm not going to. Right, okay. How is this going to pan out? Might need to do some adjustment on that. Yeah. Yeah. Does look a lot better though. We'll have to adjust these because That needs to go a little bit lower. Lower. There we go. There we go. That's tight. That's tight. Now we're going to adjust these bad boys. Now, what would be the chances? This is the same. Of course it isn't. How is this done? Okay, check this out. This one is with this Allen key. This one has to be with a different size Allen key. So that's a bit, I don't know, how should I say it? So I'm just going to open this up and putting this like that. Okay. Now I'm not going to do it super tight, right? Because I want to test out the position. To put it in the final setting. And once I do that, that is when I will apply some more of this stuff here. Now we're ready to tackle the other side, but before we start with the other side, I want to take you back to here. Right, remember when I moved it, there was like quite a bit of play on there. Now notice, there's absolutely, well, just a teeny with a bit of play, but good movement here. Now I don't know if you can pick it up on the camera. I'll try to see if I can get in there. Right, but you might see that I put one of these little guys in there. It's like one of these soft washers, right? Because it had just like a bit of play that caused it like to wriggle around a bit. So I put one of these in, and now it's just perfect. So just if you do come across the same problem, and these are just like a bunch of washers that I have here, different sizes and different thickness, and lucky enough one of them was just a perfect fit on it. So now we get to have our fun with the other side. So I will have to get this stuff off. Oh, Frankie, you're getting old, lad. So I assume that we can just remove this. There we go. Get my little plastic gathering cup. So off that whole lot comes. Right, there's a little split pin here. There we go. That's one. That's two. Oh. There we go. Cool. Right. There's a springy bit. Doesn't seem a lot of play on this one. Right. So let's get this thing off then. Hoopla. Buggers. Buggeration. We don't need to put a little spacing ring in there. That would be a bit disappointing. Right. Just orienting myself. Right, that's the front. There we have the thing, which should go that way. Put it in here. Just checking. There seems to be just a bit of play there. Well, so far, I have to say, for the fitment, and I fully understand when you're making custom parts for a bike like a Royal Enfield. It's not going to be easy, because I don't know, like, okay, so this is not like the 1970s bikes anymore of Royal Enfield, where you had like tolerances of a mile. But you'll still have tolerances, more than other bikes. Let's be realistic. So when you're making custom parts for bikes like this, yeah, that's going to be a bit challenging. Right. Okay, so we got the spacer in. And I'm tightening this up a good bit. And we still have the free play on this. And we have absolutely zero, just a little bit. A little bit. But it's hardly mentionable. So, goes on that way. Yep, we're still good. Right. We need to put the little springy jingy on. Where did I put it? There it is, the springy jingy. So one way goes in here, the other way goes over there. So that brings it back. So we put these on there. Get a quick run. There we go. Go. Ooh, that is very close. That is actually, I don't know if you can see that, but that is actually very close to the engine block. That's actually touching. Right. I'm just going to see how this pans out when it's actually mounted, but I really don't like the looks of that. Right, but look, let's put it all back together. That does look good though. Right. So I guess the last thing to do is adjust this. This malarkey. The two different Allen keys. Right. This one goes like that. Come on. That's nice and tight. Then we adjust this one. There we are. Nothing left in the little thingy. So let's sit on it. I mean, let's have a look at it first. That doesn't look half bad. It looks a lot better than the original. It looks like a proper job. Alright. How does this sit? Right. So, before last night when my battery died, didn't really get to finish my final conclusions on it, but I've taken it for a test drive now, and like I said, the little spacer that I used is really reduced the play on it, and it goes very well. I did notice, compared to the original peg, that it is just a little bit more forward. Now, if you're on sneakers, you might have a hard time, but I don't have my boots on at the moment, but it was just enough. So there is an option to bring it a little bit back further, although I've done that and I just didn't like the look of it, and I mean, it's fine. Going to the brake pedal. Brake pedal is good. I didn't need to adjust anything. And again, with the washer in, there is a bit of play, but not that much. And overall, I think it looks pretty good. It handles really well. The only concern that I would have is that this might be a little hard on the boot. Now, I did see on the website of TEC that you can get a rubber one, but I might actually put a rubber sleeve on it or something like that for the time being. Other than that, the only thing that I would say, that if you do change these angles, you can't really get this like I would like to have it, like really straight, and you just really can't do that. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. Your feet are like kind of more like on the forward on it, and it won't slip off, but it's just like one of those little things, like if you're as anal retentive as I am, is that actually, you know, it's the same on the other side as well. So, and I said it before, I wish I had the 40mm kit that they had as well, but that has been like not an option for the last 3 months that I've been looking at it, and you know, like I might consider ordering it in as soon as they become available, but you know, it's going to be like 27 euros or something just for shipping on that little part, plus the little tax stands that they do. So if they do become available, I wouldn't purchase them on their own, because that would be just a very, very expensive purchase. They would have to, like, something else on the site that I might consider getting just to justify the high shipment costs, and that's not of their fault, but that's just like the whole reality of breakfast, and I think Brexit. But I think everybody in Ireland is struggling with the same thing, is that, you know, you don't order a small part anymore because it is so expensive to get it from the UK, because like it's all has to go through DHL, and they also love to put their own handling fees on things, so that just drives prices up. So, you know, you'd be looking for a £20 part and you end up paying 60 to 80 euros to get it. So but yeah, you know, that's just a consideration. It's just a shame that it wasn't available in the kit, because I would have had the option. Other than that, I think it looks really good. It looks a lot better compared to the old switch lever, the gear switch lever, and the gear brake pedal. One of my main concerns was that this spring was not going over here, but functionally it just seems okay. It just, you know, it would have been nicer if, you know, that was like a bit of a better fit. But then again, as I said, making custom parts to make sure that they fit on all the bikes, when you know, let's be real here, there is a little bit more tolerances on these bikes, so it's really difficult to make a one size fits all the models just as snugly. But you know, with using some stuff I had lying around in the garage, I managed to get most of the play out of it. This is not too bad, so that actually looks good. It actually has got a real good feel to it. So I would recommend the upgrade, with the caveat that you might need to do some little bit of MacGyvering just to improve on it.